8 years since the end of the conflict between the Uganda government and the road-resistant army LRA. For 2 decades, the government and the rebels fought a brutal war which forced most of the populations of northern Uganda into squalid camp settlements. The war left most infrastructures such as hospitals, roads and schools in ruin. In 2006, the gun fell silent. Camp returned to northern Uganda after the signing of a UN-backed cessation of hostility agreement between Uganda government and the Lord's-resistant army rebels in Juba, capital of South Sudan. An agreement on accountability and reconciliation of northern Uganda was also agreed upon. The PRDP, or Peace, Recovery and Development Program, was then born. PRDP addresses 4 key pillars: consolidations of state authority, empowering communities' livelihood, renewing the economy, and enhancing peace and reconciliation. Now, in its second phase, the first PRDP was launched in July 2007, but implementation delayed and only began in July 29. With $600 million, the first phase of PRDP was riddled with allegations of corruption and shoddy work. The second PRDP, worth $450 million, is currently ongoing. But like the first PRDP, it was faced allegations of corruption and abuse. In 2013, Uganda Auditor General uncovered theft of more than 50 billion shillings in the office of the Prime Minister, leading many of the key donors to suspend aid to PRDP. What impact did this have on ongoing PRDP projects? In particular sub-county in Gulu district, construction of a teachers' housing unit at a Wonyim primary school was suspended due to corruption and shoddy work. Mario Ogik is the head teacher of the school. He says the teachers' accommodation meant to reduce absenteeism and poor performance is disintegrating.
Starting the construction raised the interest of the teachers, knowing that they will now start sleeping in this kind of house. But to their surprise, they are now sleeping in a temporary grass house. This one affects the performance of the teachers simply because they are not well placed in these good houses. They come here when they're tired and they go in the class when they're tired and not well prepared.
Universal Primary Education (UPE) policy is a key strategy of the government of Uganda for poverty reduction and promotion of literacy. But for this to happen, teachers need to have decent accommodation within the school. This is not the case in Awonyim, where Giovanna Akao, a teacher in the school, has been waiting for the completions of one of the 4 abandoned teachers' units.
Our life here is risky because we are staying in the grass thatch houses which leaks, and we are also afraid in staying in those houses because in 2009 one of our classrooms was burnt by an unknown person, and now we are even fearing to stay in those grass thatch houses. And the construction of the teacher's house, which was supposed to be done by PRDP, has stopped on the way.
4 years on, she is still residing in these huts.
We are getting difficulties because when it rains, sometimes our clothes are wet, and first we have to make them dry before we come to classes, and normally we come late in class. Sometimes most of the syllabus are not completed because when teachers come late, it means that the lesson which is supposed to be taught in a day is not completed.
Doing shoddy work by contractors has always been a major complaint under both PRDP 1 and PRDP 2. This building was completed in 2012 with funds worth 45 million shillings. Both Giovanna and Mario says when they informed the leadership in Gulu about shoddy work, they did not get a response.
That information from the
Instead, they were busy fighting for their share of the PRDP 80 million shillings car budget for the office of the district education department, and yet without success.
I don't see how the budget is approved and then a procurement is rejected. That was our concern. Then he also just briefed me the same way my cow did. And then later, after that financial, we received teams of auditors from the OPM that they want to see how we spend PRDP money. We move with them to schools, showing them the buildings. Then they say about the vehicle, you also want to have a look at your vehicle. Then we say the cow has the answer for the vehicle. We don't have the vehicle, we do not procure the vehicle. But he insisted that according to us, it looked like this vehicle was supposed to be procured. I said yes, it looked like, but we didn't procure. So as we speak right now, that is the situation. So when we went to plan this financial, we were told no.
Horongo Primary School in Nwai district is yet another explanatory example of shoddy work. One of the teachers' housing unit was vandalized by a strong wind a few days ago, leaving a teacher without accommodation. Here, the school management committee collect the damaged iron sheets blown by strong wind for keep. The chairman of Horongo Sub-County says the contractor, Lakay Engineering and Enterprise Limited, will not be paid his balances unless he rebuilds the affected house.
The iron sheets which were blown off yesterday night because of substandard. Because substandard means could be mixer of the cement and sand was not possible.
So I tried to talk to a contractor. When he came for the second time, he did not reach my office. And this building was done when I was still in another school. I came this year. I was also complaining of the building. Because if you look at the walls, the word should work. If possible, this man should come back to repair this house.
The teachers here had lived in the house for just a year. Now the affected teacher has relocated to rent a house in Horongo Trading Center. Meanwhile, Gulu District Chairman Martin Ojara Mapendizi has blamed central government for the deduction of the PRDP funds.
Financial year 29-2010, Gulu was expected to receive about 4.8 million. We received more by about 100 million. Financial year 2010-2011, Gulu was supposed to receive about 5.4 billion. We received less by 1.4 billion. Unexplained. Financial year 2011-2012, the last year of the PRDP, we were supposed to receive 5.4 billion. We received 3 billion. This unreleased money. Because what happens, the moment IPF is sent, and the moment we have submitted our work plan, and the moment council has made approval, if you have planned to buy a vehicle and it has been approved, procurement department has to handle the processes and have to procure. But when that money is not released, where do you get the money for paying the vehicle from?
He says the reason many activities stalled in Acholi sub-region was due to budget cut on PRDP funds, and as a result, many service providers were forced to seek legal arbitration.
That is why there are so many. Go to Agago district. They'll show you how many contractors have dragged Agago district to court. Because they did work, procurement was made, the district signed contract with them, but later on the money was not released. So they are right now in court.
Although there is a general outcry about implementations of PRDP, Mapendizi says some achievements have been recorded in Gulu, like the 480 teachers' accommodation units put in place. Mapendizi says that for PRDP to have great impact, there is need to focus on economic recovery. UN report estimates 41% of the population in northern Uganda live below poverty line, and only 20% of arable land are being utilized. In Lamogi Sub-County, Amuru District, a 17-kilometer Kaladima-Guruguru road that should have been made under PRDP is still in a bad state. The road construction was meant to link the villages of Kaladima and Guruguru to the markets and health facilities. but the contractor reportedly disappeared upon receiving his pay between 2009 and 2011. Bosco Oriema Alul worked as a casual laborer on his road and says the contractor failed to pay his wages. Community remains cut off, especially during rainy season, when the stream bursts its bank, making it impossible to pass. The communities here feel the sub-county chairman Atkinson Jara may have a hand in the failed road construction. Atkinson instead blames the failure to complete the road project on his political opponent.
There was gap in between the district and sub-counties in several years now. Only that it has been rectified recently when a new curve has been posted here. So there was gap in communication between the sub-county and the district. So much of this we couldn't learn. It is only the initiative of the sub-county to move around where there are projects, then we just ask through our monitoring and our supervision. That's how we could get the information. So it would be difficult to find that this has been allocated here and there. Because as a sub-county, we stayed two full years without releases of the district to sub-counties, which has been transferred from the central government to the district.
In Nue district, the vulnerable communities are still waiting for 123 sewing machines that the Namoro district said it had supplied to them in 2011. Evidence suggests the machines, which cost 27 million shillings in total, never reach internet beneficiaries in a local and a Gung trading center.
Project bien ni kitwale ko charani PRDP chel ko ene ento kan wa nyiga chel no pexe wa ngamo mo penyi wa bion ko ni wa kan bene pexe wa ngamo wa ni project bi kilu bene pexe ku do wini be tera chekani ki goto em ento ready ini wini lo ento jemne pe
These two staff's quarters are colonial buildings. To back up these existing structures, the local government awarded 80 million shillings in contract for the erections of a new block. Instead, it was never built. Leaders here say the contractor only facelifted the two structures and pocketed the rest of the money.
Paramoro did not follow up their planned activities like up to our sub-county. For example, this thing of 66 sewing machine, it is even my first time to see in the papers today. We have not seen it and we have not received it. And a lot more even in this list. Some are even my first time seeing them. Because what follow, what the Amoro follow us with when we separated from the sub-county, I saw all the renovation of staff houses, but not the construction as it is in the paper. There's a renovation which is still going on even up to now. It's now taking like 5 years. It is not even completed. And a PRDP.
John Bosco Okello served as the focal point person for PRDP in Amoro district in between 2009 and 2010 and also 2010 and 2011 respectively. He is conversant with the supplies and whereabout the sewing machines could have gone.
They stalled at that time, but now it's just a project that has completely stalled. I don't know reasons. I cannot, for instance, speak on behalf of the contractor, but for all cases, district receive money from central government on a quarterly basis. In a given quarter, a contractor may not have faced this work, that from this time to this time I will finish this piece of work, this time to this time I will finish this problem. So you find that either the work has overlapped into the quarter and probably the money for the other quarter are not yet come. And
Another outpatient department, which was fully funded, has been abandoned in 20.
We abandoned it in 2009, but the contract was given when we were still in Amoro. Yeah, so the district council of Amoro paid in the whole money and he abandoned without finishing it. Up to now,